A while back, we got asked to do an EMC moment, and Blair talked to you a few weeks ago about the component of prayer. But I've got to confess, when they first mentioned it to us, Blair and I had to sort of think, what is EMC? What does it stand for now? And Blair's a retired algebra teacher, and so she said, maybe it stands for Enjoy Math, Children. I said, no, I don't think that's it. I'm a retired principal, and I said it stands for Everybody Make Excuses. That didn't work either, so we thought, think church. And with the wonderful addition of Matthew and Scott, we said, oh, it's excellent music from the choir. And then we said, then we thought about our dedicated pastors, and we said, no, it's extraordinary ministerial compassion. But, of course, we knew it stood for every member counts. As you know, we are so blessed at St. John's to be a part of a church that embodies the true spirit of serving others. There are so many opportunities to fulfill our vows as members of St. John's and to provide for those in need in the community. What a privilege it is to be a member of a church, a congregation that serves nearby Bruce School. If you've ever been to Bruce School, to one of their programs or to volunteer, and you've met the dedicated teachers, you see how appreciative they are of the help they get from St. John's. Dawn talked to you a few weeks ago about the fantastic garden that is tended and maintained by members of St. John's. What a great service to the community our garden is. And not to embarrass anyone, but just for an example of the dedication of this church, it wasn't that long ago that Herb Levy and Alan Wilkinson took a truck, drove to Iowa, loaded up the belongings of a family in need of services that our church was supporting, turned around and drove all that back to Memphis. That's dedication, that's service. And of course, two of our major areas of service are the soup kitchen and the food pantry. And you've heard the numbers. The soup kitchen has already served over 7,000 meals this year. An awful lot of involvement there. The gift bags that add to that. And then the food pantry that I'm more familiar with. I've been able to volunteer some with the food pantry, and I've seen the work of those that are there. And I don't have a frozen ham like Jamie did last week, but keep that image in mind. She was able to facilitate getting a new freezer for the food pantry. That was incredible. That allowed us to store ground beef and bacon and sausage and other frozen products that now go in the grocery bags with the groceries to those families that come during those 3 days a week. And Jamie and Renee set up an alliance with the Agri Center, and volunteers from St. John's go out there during the growing season months, and vendors donate fruit and vegetables. This year it added up to 1,691 pounds, about 150 pounds a week that they donated to be distributed through the food pantry. That's a lot of squash and tomatoes. And then, of course, if you've never really been involved, I haven't seen it, just to mention this for a moment, Bill Dozier takes his truck, and Bruce Mays, and they go every week. I went with them a couple times, so I've seen their operation. They go to the food bank, they load up the complete truck full, sometimes 2 truckfuls, then they haul it to church, they unload all of it again, bring it all in, put it in the food pantry, and they do that every week. It adds up to tons for the year. And then Ann Buxton she'll sack up 90 to 100 bags a week. We're not talking about lunch sacks. We're talking about the largest grocery bags that you can fill, brimming to the top. And that adds up to over 5,000 bags that Ann does physically herself standing in the food pantry room. A lot of you help, but Ann has done a tremendous bulk of that. If you volunteered in any area of the food pantry or the soup kitchen, please stand for a moment. If you've ever worked any aspect of the food pantry or soup kitchen, please just stand for a moment. Wow. Many of the families who receive sacks of groceries go through them, and their faces light up with excitement when they see a jar of peanut butter, or a can of tuna fish, or a box of cereal. Keep in mind, these are emergency meals that are provided to those families. And of course, the congregation has provided thousands of dollars worth of diapers, for newborns and young babies that are also distributed through the food pantry. If you're struggling to put food on the table, the gift of those diapers quite often brings tears to their eyes. John Kilser's new CD is such brilliant music, and I was especially struck with the lines from one of the songs on there, Sleeping in the Rain. John sings about the down and out and how they are loved by God. The words at the end of the song go like this: and God loves them because he wants to, and he loves them through the pain, and he keeps them warm at night while he's sleeping in the rain. Reminding us from Matthew's gospel, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Service is part of our vows as members of the United Methodist Church, and St. John's believes and delivers on servant ministry. We've heard Johnny say it's not all about the money. There are so many opportunities now for service and so many that could be part of our future. What an honor it is to be a member of a church where members donate they actually tithe their time for service the way they do their financial obligations and contributions. Thank you.